Is he in Canada or Europe?
I think it's in Brazil.
Oh, Brazil, okay. You know, it's funny how members have a vested interest in making sure we can grow vegetables. Okay, just setting up for the Munising market here. So this market's a little bit smaller than the one we do in Marquette. We set up fewer tables. The problem with Bear is once they figure out where to get a meal, you're gonna have a problem. Recommendation for all of you market farmers out there, do not let your tomato plants get out of control like this. Tomorrow is more tomato planting, and then I have all of my stuff to get planted for the week.
Yeah.
Because on the farm, things have to get, if nothing else happens, things have to be planted.
Very nice morning. Well, it's... Oops.
Excuse me while I answer this. Take two.
Take number 2.
Take number 2. Maybe somebody else will call. No.
No.
All right, let's start again, because now I'm confused.
Okay.
All right. Okay, take 3. Okay. So today is a gorgeous day. It's hot. What are we doing this afternoon?
We're supposed to be set out the new
Hoop house.
hoop house, yeah.
Yeah, we have a bunch of friends coming over, and they are going to help us to get that hoop house, the replacement hoop house for the one that came down this winter, set up and redone, which is very exciting.
Yeah, and thank you, Farmer Friends.
Oh,
They
yeah.
are amazing.
Yeah, Farmer's Friend took good care of us and replaced the damaged parts of 50%, so that's nice. And they got it shipped very quickly.
Yeah.
So we're getting it up today, which will be nice because now this week we're supposed to plant peppers, and that's the pepper hoop house. So that'll be really nice. Today though, it is hot and we have to be out here working. Even worse, we have to be out here working in a hoop house because this hoop house behind us has to get ready for tomatoes. So we are prepping the beds in there. So the really nice thing about having these beds covered with plastic is how it holds in the moisture. It's kind of cool. Is it garlic?
Cool, yeah. No, onions, I think.
Oh, an onion. It's super cool, yeah. Yeah, it keeps the moisture in. So these 2 outer beds that we were planning on planting in that never got to are very dry. These center beds are nice, like ready to be worked.
Yeah, perfect soil here.
So yeah, so once we turn this under, it's going to be very nice. All 4 beds need compost and a little bit of fertilizer. And then the tomatoes this year, we may try doing them a little bit different. Jean-Martin Fortier up in Canada that we follow, is he in Canada or Europe?
I think it's in Brazil.
Oh, Brazil, okay. That's not right. Anyway, he does his tomatoes 9 inches on center in 1 row. And we've been doing 2 rows every 18 inches. But this year we're gonna transition and try it the other way. Why? Because it gets very crowded in these hoop houses. Last year we could not walk down the center aisle, so instead of being able to harvest tomatoes, I was reaching in to grab tomatoes off of the back, the plants that were in that middle aisle, and I don't want to be doing that this year. So we are going to try 1 row down the center, but usually we dig our holes with the post hole digger. It works pretty good. It's a lot of work, but we're going to try this year putting in a trench, kind of like we did for the asparagus, and then we're going to backfill that trench with 301, and 301 is our potting up mix. It is such a fantastic soil with lots of nutrients, and we really want to try to up our tomato game this year.
Tomatoes, they love that.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to do, is we are going to backfill with the 301 and then just see what happens over the course of this year with those tomatoes. So that's what we're going to do differently, but this morning we got to get those beds ready. I was hoping to have time to plant today before our friends arrive, but that's probably not going to happen. We're probably just going to get the beds ready. We'll wait to dig the trench until we're going to plant. The reason for that is because as soon as you open that soil up that deep, it dries right out. So I can't wait for our friends to arrive.
Hopefully they want to work here.
Bring liquor? Oh, want to work here. Oh, yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, hopefully they want to work. All right, so let's get to work.
Okay.
Nope. Look at y'all jumping through all these hoops to get this done.
the third hoop house is back up.
Yeah.
After the storm, we are now back in business, and you know why? These people here showed up to help us. You know, it's funny how members have a vested interest in making sure we can grow vegetables.
Yeah.
So thank you to our friends.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. You know.
So now is the time where we shut off the camera and enjoy some company and a few of, what do you have there?
Water.
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 Yeah.
She's drinking water. Fantastic. We're going to have a big old can of that. All right. Oh, and that. All right. Thank you.
The text is, I got the map.
Okay, just setting up for the Munising market here. So this market's a little bit smaller than the one we do in Marquette. We set up fewer tables. I bring a little bit fewer plant starts just because it's not the same volume coming through the market. But we'll see how it goes today.
Something happened last night.
Yeah, the joys of farming. It seems like this spring the hits keep coming.
Yeah.
It's been kind of a rough start. So Jose was just out taking the dogs out for their morning walk and came back with some pictures. Something got into our chicken coop last night. And not something small. It was definitely a bear.
Probably small too.
Probably a small bear maybe. But we've been running we run the chickens out in our pasture, and we've been running them along the tree line because they like that. And apparently a bear last night decided he was ready for breakfast.
Or maybe late
night snack. So we're gonna go out and see what the damage is, if there's any chickens that survived. But Jose says it doesn't look good.
No, it looked very bad.
It looks pretty bad. So, all right, well, let's go look. So anyway, the funny thing at the farmer's market yesterday is I was just telling somebody that we have been blessed with very little predator pressure on our birds, but we may just have gotten the ultimate hit last night.
Maybe 2 or 3.
You think he only got 2 or 3?
Yeah.
Well, there's definitely chickens moving around out there, so that's a good sign that some survived. The problem with bear is once they figure out where to get a meal, you're gonna have a problem. So we are gonna have to pull everything in. I mean, we've got our rabbits out here. We've got and they're fine. They're also further in from the woods though. We usually don't put things out right on the tree line because predators, they don't like being exposed if they don't have to be. But you know, you just never know. You get a problem bear or a brave bear in, and they'll destroy anything. Because we live so far out in the middle of the woods, bear are still pretty afraid of humans. It's not like in the city where they're used to people and movement and activity. Oh yeah, you do have it close to the tree line, huh? Yeah. The dogs are definitely upset. So you can see here it took a front panel off, it opened the door, and then this back side.
I think he pushed from inside. Chewing here, he destroyed here.
Yeah, he was climbing and pulling, trying to figure it out. So, oh, nice. He definitely looking for eggs. Oh, there's an egg. Go get them, girls. Okay. So, any damage there?
No.
So there's several chickens in here. Hi guys, I know you had a little bit of a traumatic night, huh? Well,
Hey.
it looks like a lot of the chickens survived. We probably lost a few, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Jose said that he was yesterday thought a fox got one of the chickens, so he was thinking he should move it in off the tree line today. Of course, just a few hours too late. Luckily, the damage isn't too bad.
No.
It'll be a fairly easy fix. It's just a little bit of stuff. And I love the chickens, love being down in the woods. But I think it looks like most of the chickens survived. So that's, for me, that's the biggest saving grace in this, is that the chickens survived, because that's how we make our income. And we don't want, you know, bear generally, I feel like they're after the feed. They're not as much after the live animals. So that's what I always worry about, is because the feeds are sweet, and bears love sweet.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, good. If that's the worst of the problems from the bear, I'll take it. Hey, ladies. So Jose is gonna have to spend a little bit of time today. We're supposed to be planting tomatoes, but he's gonna have to spend some time. Wow, the mosquitoes. He's gonna have to spend some time out here moving these. And then we also, you can see right there is those are our meat birds and our layers for next fall. So we need to take good care of them. And then our rabbits are right here in the middle of the field. So we just need to make sure we get the electric fences up and running at night. Everything needs to be inside of the electric fences. And bear will go right through an electric fence. It's more of a, if they've hit an electric fence before and they can hear the current running through the wire, they'll be less likely to come in. But a determined bear, electric fence is not much of a deterrent.
That was our surprise morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something we don't want to wake up to again in the near future, right?
No.
And if we don't deter the problem now, it will be ongoing for sure. So we have bees and hives and rabbits and baby chicks. Like, a lot of stuff could be destroyed. All right, let's get back to work.
Let's go explore it. Let's go explore it. Oh yeah, I can see that here. Sorry, chicken. All right, let's go get the tractor and move the trailer.
So I'm currently cutting the twine for our trellising system. I'm using 2 clamps on these bows of the hoop house to make this a quick and easy job. I cut 10 at a time. I don't like to do much more than that because then they get knotted up, it gets crazy. And so we need to cut about 260 for today's planting. So far I have 15 done, so I have a ways to go. Then I just tie a fairly loose knot. You don't want it very tight or you're gonna have problems in this. And now I have 10. Hi.
Hi.
I have 10 ready to go for tomato planting. Okay. So the day is here.
Yep.
Today's the 30th of May. We're 10 days in the clear on the weather. It's supposed to be beautiful weather for the next 10 days. And so we're gonna do the tomatoes. We're gonna try it differently this year because usually we come through with the post hole digger and we dig, let's see, 60 holes down one side and 60 down the other approximately. I think it's more like 66 down each side, and then so 2 rows in a bed, and then we plant 66 on each side, about 18 inches apart. This year we're going to try something different because it just takes up so much room in the hoop house. We're going to do a single row down the center and space the plants every 9 inches. And then we're going to backfill that trench with our 301, which is our beautiful potting up mix. Okay, so we're going to start at this end of the hoop house and move that way. Jose's going to dig the trenches first, and then he's going to put up the trellis. And while he's doing that, I may try to start planting the first few tomatoes. Otherwise, I'll be in the greenhouse pruning the tomatoes that are in there. Because if we remove all the lower branches and I get them cleaned up before we bring them in here, it goes a lot faster.
Yep.
All right, are you ready?
Yep.
All right, day number 2 of tomato planting. Today's the last day of May. Recommendation for all of you market farmers out there, do not let your tomato plants get out of control like this, because right now we're about to put the sun golds in, which are the most popular variety up here by far. And they have to be 30 inches tall, and they are all falling over. They're nearly impossible to plant. 2-man job. Let's not do that again.
No.
Last year I planted them 4 weeks before and I was like, never again. So this year I did 3 and I'm like, never again. 2 weeks before I put them in the ground. I just want little plants like this that I can come out here and plant quick.
No, this.
Yes, these are out of control. So anyway, it is taking us forever. Our goal is to get the rest of them in the ground. We got almost halfway yesterday, but not quite. I think we were 2 varieties shy of being halfway. So if we get this variety in the ground, then we have a short variety, the green, the sweet green ones that we grow, and then, yeah. All right, Jose, let's do this.
Let's go do this.
Take them all the way to the far side. Let's do the far side first.
Where here?
All the way to the far side. Yeah. Well, we'd like to say the tomatoes are done, but they're still not done. You know, it's hard because we still have regular chores to do, and now, you know, watering the greenhouse and making sure everything's taken care of. So there's a lot of stuff going on. So when we have a project like putting in tomatoes,
yeah,
it just adds a lot, and it is hot. So anyway, we have 3 varieties left to plant tomorrow. We're almost done. You can see behind us this whole row. These 2 rows are almost done. So Jose and I have a pretty good system now. It's moving pretty fast, but tonight I have to water the hoop house, and Jose has to do his chores. I need to edit video, because if I don't, then you don't know what's going on here. Also, Jose said the bear was back last night, the bear that got into our chicken coop.
He was a little disappointed.
He was upset because the chicken coop was gone.
Yeah.
So Jose said he could tell he'd milled around in that area. There was bear scat. There was not bear scat there yesterday. So anyway, he's hanging out. So we're just going to keep everything in the electric fence for a few days and see if he maybe wanders off somewhere else.
Yeah.
I hope so. All right, well, it's been a good few days so far. It's Wednesday, so tomorrow is more tomato planting, and then I have all of my stuff to get planted for the week.
Yeah.
Because on the farm, things have to get, if nothing else happens, things have to be planted. Otherwise, you do not have any vegetables to sell. So tomorrow, More planting.
A bear!
Can I have mine? 2 beers! Yeah. One of our members dropped off some beer to us. That's why we like our members so much.
I wonder if I plant in this, I can grow up a beer.
Oh, Jose's gonna plant his beer. I think we should probably end this video before you guys just stop watching. Or if we learn how to grow beer, we'll probably be wealthy. That's how to get rich farming. Learn how to grow beer.
We will get a lot of friends.
Yep, a lot more members and friends.